Hi guys, Dave in Texas here, and take a look what I got in front of me today. Yes sirree, it's a 1960 reissue, right? It's I believe they call it the Honey Burst as well on the trade site, so no telling what it really is. It's kind of a goldish honey look with a little bit of red worn out looking on it, but of course the finish on it's like brand new finish. And you ought to check the backside guitar. It's one solid piece of mahogany, and that I found to be amazing. But I do have to admit that the guy who sold this to me sold me the SG Diablo, right? And it was such a disappointment to get that guitar and the mistakes that were made on it, plus the problems it had, that I think he may be trying to make amends by sending me this guitar. And this is one heck of a nice looking guitar, right? And what I want to do on this video is show you the ins and outs of this guitar as far as how it's made, the parts that came with it, and pretty much the guts of it as well. Just show you all around and show you what changes have been made since they've been doing these the last 3 years. Because I guarantee you, changes have been made and improvements have been made on all these guitars that I've had lately. So, is this the way it's going to be happening for everyone? I have no idea. But the guy who sold this to me does know I buy quite a few of these, and they was complaining about the last one he sent to me, saying if you don't send me a good one this time, I'm not buying any more from you. I'll go for a different source, and they know darn well I will. Okay, so maybe that held some sway in what he sent me. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Okay, back again. And before I change the angle of the camera up very much or pull it up on its tripod, I wanted to show you a few things on the back of the guitar. Alright, now, as I said before, this is a solid piece of wood back here. This is solid mahogany, so I was kind of surprised at that. Alright? But it's like a 4-piece body on the sides. So it kind of forms like a bowl, in other words, with a solid mahogany back. And of course it's got a maple neck. That's a 1-piece neck as well. But let's zoom in on the electronics. Let's see what those look like. Alright. They're still sticking with those larger potentiometers, still not very good ones. But in relationship to the pickups they've got on this guitar, they're not bad. And they've increased the gauge of wiring internally. The wiring for the pickups is still, RCH thin on this thing. But again, I've already played the guitar, so I hear what it sounds like. It's not bad. It's a lot better than most of them I've heard lately, including the SG Diablo. But take a look in there. You'll see that the potentiometers remain large as they have for the last year, and the gauge of the wiring is much thicker, except for, of course, the wiring to the pickups. That's that red wire you see there, a real thin one going into that male-female, right? Little white connector, and that's there to make it a snap in and snap out for the pickups for their controls, right? And again, they use a minimum of solder on all their work, which is very, very good. Take a look at this. Best it's going to get. Okie dokie. And of course the ground wires right there that you're looking at. Not bad. Alright, let's go on up. Well, let's back up first. Look at the body again. Like I said, one solid piece of wood back here, guys. That's amazing. And it's a very good cut of wood. There's a couple of blemishes on it, but not bad. Nothing that you'd complain about, really. Just to kind of take notice of. Now let's go up to the 3-way. Alright. Take a look at that. Now this is that fake Epiphone copy of the 3-way that they use lately on all Les Pauls, which is a much better one than they started off with. Okay. They're also doing this lately, putting this rubber plastic around the screw holes themselves, so that it doesn't actually that wood doesn't splinter and crack because on the grain itself, right? So put that wood screw in there, it always stands a chance of cracking that out since it's so thin. So they put that rubber in there to help with that as well, which is good thinking. Now the neck's all maple, right? It's got a little heel joint, but it's a solid piece neck, right? As far as the neck's concerned. There's what the scarf joint would normally be, but it's not there. This one does not have a volute. It's the regular style. And as you can see, the tuner's a little bit cocked, but I've seen that on some of the Les Pauls as well. And the one thing I've not seen on Les Paul, of course, are the Made in USA in the wrong position and the wrong size font on these serial numbers. But not bad all in all for this copy so far. Right? Good choice of wood, good construction, very good eye appeal to it. You know, looks nice. And next thing to do, of course, is to show you where they've joined all these parts in. Okay? And show you that it's not one solid bowl with a cap on, but several pieces that make up this bowl. Okay, the best way for me to show this is to hand hold this thing. And what you're looking at is a one piece of wood that's put in here at the cutaway. You can see it right here was where it starts, and right here was where it ends right there. So there's one piece there, right? And there's one piece at the strap button they fitted in. Bear with me, this is kind of heavy. This thing weighs 9.5 pounds, so it's not a lightweight guitar whatsoever. You can see it or not, but there's definitely a piece there that's been cut in right at, see that right there? Right at the darn strap button. See that? And I wish they could have made this one solid piece like they did, like a bowl, because that would have just been beautiful. But obviously this wasn't possible. Okay, so I'm showing you right now is the cut in at the strap button, right? And you can see, here's the other spot. It's a beautiful piece of wood. I wish they could have made this a solid bowl shape to it. Now, of course, one of the first things that comes to my eye is that the mounting bracket for the pickup, it's a little cockeyed, okay? It's a little higher on the left side than it is on the right. And I'm not taking it apart yet to look, but I think that can be fairly easily fixed. And may need, drilling a couple of new holes, but it would be those holes would be covered so you wouldn't see them actually. But it would make the guitar look much nicer, more professional. They have those cocked in there like that, right? Coming down below, the tail's a bit further away than it should be from the back pup, but it's real close, guys. I mean, real close. The knob controls to this are flush to the body, but then again, they're in the wrong positions. The actual spread of these is not correct, okay? There's an actual different spread on a real Gibson. This is not quite there. That top knob you see should be a little further away from the knob to its bottom left side, and the knob below it should be lower. So it's a different spread shape to it, or pattern, that lets you know this is fake. Also, let's see, this guitar has actually got binding over the end of the frets. Let's show you that real quick. They did this one right. See that? Look at there. Come on, camera. Focusing. There you go. They actually covered the ends of the frets properly like a Gibson does, right? And the inlay is just perfect on this guitar. There's no black ground powder to take care of any missed gaps or gaps on it. And something else I found amazing on this guitar is that the setup on this guitar is phenomenal. The action on it is 5/64 all the way down the fretboards. Like, damn. And of course they've intonated this guitar before they sent it out. As you can see, the saddles were changed. So this guitar was actually taken care of before it arrived to me. Okay? And there's no fret buzz. The action is very, very low on it compared to most I've had. Most of them are like over 10, 12 64s because they have such bad fret setups and need fret jobs done on them. This one does not. Okay, and of course you got that weird classic truss rod cover. It's kind of a laugh. Les Paul is still getting better. This is actually a great duplicate of the real Les Paul's signature. And the Gibson is just perfect. There's still the issue of the symmetry in the cut on the headstock itself. They are getting better, as you can see. It's not so obvious, is it? See that? Between the right and left symmetry? It's almost mirrored. And if you turn it on its side, you'll see that it looks like a fitted piece over, it's a different coloration, over the base headstock. It's like they winged it. And also if you look at the nut, oopsie, you'll see it's buried, but you can't have everything. You know, those strings are buried. But all in all, this is a darn good guitar. The wood's good on it. The fixtures on it are good. The tuners are just perfect. There's nothing wrong with them. I tested those quite a few times, and they hold their tune. The actual strings they sent with this, I've replaced those already. Of course, you know why. I can't stand to get those green yucky looking things come in and start growing, you know, mold on them. And I've cleaned up the fretboard, get all that black gook off of it. But as you notice also on the previous piece of video, there was no polish inside this guitar. Does that kind of strike your fancy? It sure did mine. There's no extra polish that they left over, as in being in a hurry get this guitar set up and gone. Now, maybe this is the last one they built of this one. Maybe this is their demo model. I have no idea. But it looks like they did a pretty darn good straight up job on this guitar. You know, I don't have too many complaints about this. And that's what's concerning, in that if those knobs were in the right pattern, whoops, if that tail had been in its right place instead of too low, the front, well, also with the pickup bracket, the mount, if it had been not cocked like that, this guitar looked pretty much like the real deal. You know, it'd be very hard to tell it apart from just looking at the front of it. So that's very concerning, guys, that they're getting this good at this. I guess they're just following everyone's advice, you know. But still, then again, you look at it really quickly and you see that the control knobs are out of place, and you know, the binding around the sides of it doesn't come to the right position and meet at the neck where it should meet. But other than that, I mean, I'm kind of hard pressed to find anything wrong with this guitar as far as to point out as being a fake. Like I said, the symmetry on that head is almost dead nut. Still a little off, but man, so much better than before. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Alright. I've shown you the guitar inside now. Right? I want to show you, oh, maybe I'll do it when I'm playing it, but I'll show you the setup on it and how good a job they did on this, holding that distance between the bottom of the strings and the top of those frets. Just amazing how they did that. But like I said before, they're getting better at making these things, and it looks like they did a hell of a job this time. But still, the proof's in how it sounds, because it's just not for looks, guys. You gotta play the thing, and how it plays as well. So we'll figure that out in a little bit, and I'll set up a new video and let you hear how it sounds, its true voice. Okay? Any questions? Give me a holler. Dave in Texas. Bye.